Fire in the Beastlands is a prehistoric themed metroidvania that's heavily inspired by the first Dark Souls game. So, I don't want to waste too much time, so let's just play. Full disclosure, I mean, obviously I have played this all the way through. See, this guy's on New Game Plus. Let's start a new game. I think a lot of people are having trouble figuring out some of the basics of the game, but once you, trust me, once you get it, the game clicks for you, you'll be off to the races. This is a hidden gem, in my opinion. Fuck. I think I'm gonna go with Warrior. Keep it simple. Let's, oh, he looks like Pickles the drummer. Ding dong doodly doo. Let's do that. Let's rock and roll. Shown, the great stone upon which all feet fall, is a land of spirits, the vessels of experiences and memories. When a creature dies and its bones give way, the spirit emerges to seek out the drift, whose collective wisdom is known as the Great Spirit. Ancient and powerful spirit champions bear the drift for all their kind, awash with generations of insight and empowered by unknowable primordial forces. Through gifted listeners such as shaman, a spirit champion's wisdom is interpreted and disseminated to their tribe. Such is the natural order among human and beast. But humans, more clever than any other, broke the natural order and peered into the great fires of unfiltered wisdom apart from the drift. For deep within Shom's boundless belly roils a vast and burning sea of fire known as the Spirit Flame, and like the drift, it harbors the spirits that abide it. And far above, where vents break the surface of Shom's rocky flesh, were built spirit wells, where fire shaman would commune with the spirits. These fire shaman heralded a new age in which the spirit's wisdom could be known by any with the eyes to see it. But fire shamanism challenged tradition and gave rise to new threats, chiefly the wielded flame, drawing the ire of the beasts. For the next many seasons, the beasts responded with a rampage across the lands that sought to smother the flame and decimate the tribes. The beasts swarmed in droves, commanded by their spirit champions, and did not relent until the tribes offered their fire shaman in atonement. The seasons passed and the beasts grew content once more, but the tribes were scattered, fire shaman were made pariahs, and the human spirit champion was lost. Deprived of both the drift and the spirit flame, humankind lost its way and forfeited dominion to the beasts. But one exiled fire shaman has returned to reclaim the Beastlands and die trying. Nothing else remains. You awaken in a pool of blood at the foot of a mountain, lost and wounded. Then memories like nightmares flood back into your mind as the wounds of your spirit close. High above, lanky figures loomed over your limp body as the searing pain of a knife spread through your gut. So I was just sacrificed. Words from a foreign tongue climaxed to signal the completion of the ritual. Then, with ceremonial practice, weary arms lifted you from a stone slab and hurled your body from the cliff. A calm briefly overtook you as you tumbled away into the world, from the world, but this was not the end. Am I holding the torch? I'm learning about my own story. Okay, and here we are. Now, kneel. Resting. These function the exact same as bonfires. There's some, I mean, they have their own utilities that are new, but the idea remains the same in that if you rest and convoke at a spirit well, it will respawn all the enemies. Don't really need to do that, but I'll do it anyway. So, this is Fire in the Beastlands. This game was made by one person over several years. All that art is hand-drawn, and I'm a big fan of it. It's got a certain kind of charm that you don't really see very often these days. So let's talk to him. Tribeless Elder. Well now, that is a very odd thing indeed. I've seen a small score flung from that cliff. You're the first to stand back up. An odd thing. An odd one. A witch, maybe? Don't much care what you are, as long as you're no beast and no beast worshiper. And if you're flung from that cliff, I know you're no beast worshiper. Just like Dark Souls, you can talk to people multiple times, they'll say something different. Which you do want to do to exhaust their dialogue. But don't do that to exhaust it, just, you know. First time I went through this game, I didn't pay attention to anything. I just enjoyed playing the game, and I missed so much. Strange place we find ourselves in. Some ritual site upon this old trail. Runs right into the mountain gate. Oh, I'm used to finding myself in strange places. Bit of an adventure spirit, this one. I don't reckon I have much adventure left in me, though. My old bones are ready to give out. It's a comfort, you see, to die in a strange, beautiful place. Never known a tribe, home, or family, and I'd wager they're of little use to me once I join the drift. But I can see you're not content to die here, and I know I've begun to ramble. If you want out through the caves, well, it's locked shut. Supposing you got through, I happen to know a terrible beast guards the exit. Might prefer to die of old age after all, eh? Ha ha ha! Alright. What is this? Immovable. Something tells me that might not be factual. Hello. And here's my starting equipment. This is the inventory screen. It's a little much at first, but the cool thing is that it tells you everything you need to know about the game. Got my axe. Equip it as current or backup. Current. The torch as current. Game has dodge mechanics, which have iframes, and they are affected by your burden or your equipment load, which you can see is the bottom over here. And if I hover over it and I press inspect, it actually gives me the tiers of good and bad. It's every 25%. So it actually tells you everything. You can actually see what the buffs and debuffs are, like what they're actually doing. I have a spirit wound, which means I am... It's 0.50 my maximum health. I didn't think it was that much. I thought it was 0.25. But it functions the same way as Dark Souls 2, where every time you die, you get a small penalty to your maximum health, and it stops at halfway. As you can see, I'm at the limit. All these little wall paintings back here will give you your tutorials. I'm not going to read them all, though. There's our first enemy. R1 to light attack. Kabamzo. Tribal's remains. What's that, you say? Ooh, use the R stick to move the little arrow around. Or you can actually use R2 and L2. The remains are interesting. You can burn them at a spirit well, and they'll give you a certain amount of experience points. They'll tell you when you're in that burn item menu. It'll tell you exactly how much experience points you're getting. Or if you're at an altar, which you can use an item to change a spirit well into an altar, or rather add altar functionality. It'll give you another purpose of the remains is it'll give you a certain amount of favor. And favor is at the bottom left. The little looks like a starburst with the 0. Favor just affects the amount of item discovery and experience points. But I'm getting ahead of myself. R1 to light attack, R2 to strong attack. Hello. Wrathany cast. This is your healing item. And it automatically equips. There's another one. I have 3 now. Search you, buddy boy. Chub grub. Chub grub. This took me a while. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. This took me a while to figure out. This affects your fatigue. Now your fatigue, if you angle over to it, and I would have learned this if I took the time to read it, It affects your, yeah, right here. If you hit triangle, and I'm just going to use PlayStation terminology just because there's no confusing A and B and all that. You get triangle, affects maximum stamina and defines the recovery rate of health, stamina, and stability. So, there's rested is like kind of the baseline, and energize, which is like a buff, that's the highest. Once it goes below rested, though, you start taking penalties to your stamina bar, which is no good. You can see I need this torch to get around, because if I didn't, it's all in the dark. Jump through there. Ah! Aha! Kind of went through this the weird way, but yeah, this is the key I'm looking for. And a cask. You can see I got the cask, the eroded stone key on the bottom left, as well as the remains of a sacrifice, which is just another remains item. But before I do go forward, I want to get that guy. Yeah, so that right there was a little dash I did. You press circle to dodge. If you press it without a direction, he goes backwards. Kind of like Alucard. Forward. Dodge forward. And you can see the little trails behind him. Those are those are telling you where the invincible frames are. Not that you need to see it, because you'll get comfortable with it pretty quick. But if you hold forward, like when you're running, and just hit circle, just tap it and keep holding forward, he'll sprint, and he won't drain stamina. And that, for whatever reason, took me a while to figure out. I was walking everywhere I went. Anyways. What's this up here? Locked. Now there's something going on there. Come back later. Another big immovable door. This is where the metroidvania aspects kick in. It's all this stuff already that I know I'm going to come back for. Up. And attack to kick. And then destroy him. Another war shield. Or no, that's my main war shield. Put that back up. Now, one thing I want to note is that your equipment load, you can equip 2 sets of items in your main hand and offhand, but it doesn't add up your equipment load like it does in Souls. Your equipment load is only affected by what you're currently using. So right now it's affected by my torch and my axe. And right now it's affected by my axe and my shield. So I am going to deploy this little ladder, jump down. So all you got to do is another weird thing to get to attach yourself to this ladder. As you jump down, just hold down. Don't try to hug the wall. Just hold down instead. Okay. Let's go see what we got. We can open this door. That key I found. And there are 2 guys there. Getting that torch out. I'm gonna kick you. You can see that little, it looked like it played a little animation. It was basically a repost. So yeah, dodged right through that. Dodging is probably, to me, the most important mechanic in this game, because as it's a 2D game, I kept trying to jump over everything like every other 2D game, but this one, once you get used to dodging through attacks using those iframes, that's when the game clicked for me, and that was all she wrote. All right. Well, man, this is a big arena. I wonder what's here. Ah! Ouch. Tolian. I should, you can hit L1 to guard, and you can guard with your torch. It just doesn't do as much as a shield. Dead. I only took 1 point of damage. Ah. Okay. What I did right there is roll through the other side of him, which you do when you hold circle down. So when you dodge like that, if you hold it down, you'll roll through. But you see, he's got a turnaround attack. Watching for that. He hit me enough time to hemorrhage me, so now I'm losing health. You can see the timer at the top left. Okay. Now, one thing about rolling is it does not have any iframes. And it also costs a lot more stamina than dodging, so you have to make sure you're not just spamming it. Okay. He hit 50%, so he's in his second phase, which isn't much. He just gets a 2-hit attack. Uh-oh. Oh, I got him. I made him bleed. And that's how he died. I don't expect anyone playing this game the first time to get him on their first time like that. I've killed him so many times. But if you do, then kudos to you. That boss was what taught me how to dodge and roll. And that's, I think, his purpose. So here we are in the raised village. Leave him alone. Ah! Another thing about guarding or holding L1, whether it's... I recently switched those buttons, that's why I keep going back and forth, is it lets you... It locks you in the direction you're facing. Kind of like moonwalking from Super Metroid. Oh, the R stick moving around lets you explore, which in this game, there's a lot of dark areas, there's a lot of secrets. So exploring and paying attention to the environment is something that's you really need to do if you want to get the most out of the game, at least. Okay, nothing here. Kill these guys. That was a counter hit, I think. Yeah, that's why I was able to one-shot him. Here's an item. Agluti sap and hard pods. Hard pods will refresh some of my rested meter, which, by the way, is that green eye at the top left near my health. If that thing's green, that's good. That means I'm rested. You can see that knife up there. I can't get it, though, because I don't have a certain mobility option. Ooh. We're not going to mess with him. Not right now. But I'll show you one thing. This right here reminds me of the old school games. There's a lot of secrets like this. Ready? Boom. And not much. Sinew and a giant claw, which is those are crafting materials. Yeah, you'll find some great stuff in these secrets, though. That's for sure. Stone dart is like just an item you throw. Throwing knife kind of does damage. Oh, hello there. What? 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 Who are you? What brings you here? A new face is rare these days. Mm-hmm. Still here? Too bad. Take a look around. There's nothing left. Oh, I see. You're a fire shaman. Is that right? Great. Thinking you just hide where the cult's already raided, eh? They aren't idiots like your lot. Think a blazing fire shaman will go unnoticed among us? You're gonna get us all killed hiding here. Don't think that just because we're both humans means I'll look the other way. Harumph! Right. Boxed in with a fire shaman. Ought to just gut you and hand you over, but... well, really, you ought to just get lost. Why not head out in the bush and join the fleeing hordes? Fine place for a fire shaman nowadays. Or go get yourself eaten by a cannibal in the swamps below. Any place but here. Better yet, head up the mountain pass and turn yourself into the cult directly. Archigonia says that one of them is perched high above, keeping an eye on this place. Yeah, I saw him earlier. What's more, one of their hounds dwells in a nearby cave. Killed him. And the lands across the shallow seas are no better. They've already bowed down to the beast. To top it all off, there's a thief about. My tools have vanished, and they're all I've got to keep me sane. No place to go, nothing to do. We'll all go mad if we aren't eaten first. Everyone's mad here, don't you know? What do you want? Clearly, as a fire shaman, I am not well liked. This village was recently, you can tell, just burned out. Only a few survivors. Ritual oil. That's the item that you can use on a spirit well to turn it to an altar. More on that later. Oh, I know your kind. A fire shaman. I didn't know any of you were left. This place doesn't need further conflict. Taking the fight to the cult then? This isn't our battle, but we're the ones dying. You won't find support here, fire shaman. We're both human, you and I, and for that I'll turn a blind eye. Although, perhaps, I have a proposition for you, fire shaman. Inside my yurt, I guess that's a hut, is a sick child that I watch over. Her spirit is ravaged. The trauma of what has occurred, it's too much for any of us. Far too much for that of a child. And there's no denying it. It's your actions and wars that brought this upon us. Ooh, she's snarling. She's pissed. Help this girl and I will help you. A simple trade, yes? When trauma robs one of spirit, others swarm to fill the void. Demons, some call them. And so I need the spirit of a healthy child. I need the bones of a child? What? I'm a traditional shaman, you see. It is within my capabilities to cure this girl and empower you with your cooperation. Our spirit champion yet lives. I feel the drift and its struggle to remain intact. I offer you a direct channel to it, but you must help us. I will commune with the Shala and level up. Go ahead and just level up as much as I can. And then make sure to talk to her again, because she gives me an item that allows me to level up at any spirit well. I can trade with her, and she sells drift marrows, which are for experience. There are some items purchased from vendors that you have to use experience for, but for the most part, everything you purchase, other than that small amount of items, everything else is purchased by trading, by bartering. So people will ask like for giant claws and sinews and rough feathers and stuff like that. All right. Go in here. Ooh. She don't look good. Nothing I can do for her now. So, got some new items here. This is that golden spirit mold I picked up when I killed Arctolian. And use that, I can increase either my health or my stamina. I'm gonna go for stamina. Man, I don't know. Maybe I should go for health instead. I'm gonna go for health. Yeah. Alright, so I did level up. I leveled up 3 times. Might be wondering what exactly that did. Well, you can see at the top of the screen, there's that little purple star that's spinning. It says 3. Means I got 3 attributes now I can spend on any one of the 5 attributes. Since I am a warrior, let's go all in with might. And let's see, one more. The Drift Marrow. Drift Marrow has multiple uses. One of them is that it'll heal you completely and get rid of any health penalties. So it'll put you at max health, as well as heal you 100%. It's the vents from the center of the earth. Burn item. So what you can see right here, it says how much experience I can get by burning these things, which I think I'm gonna do. I can also burn materials, crafting materials. If I had any spells, when you find spells, what you have to do is burn them at a ritual. Burn them at an altar, and then you can use them. It's kind of like identifying it in a way. I can burn a drift marrow, another use of the drift marrow, and what it'll do is it'll increase the healing effectiveness of my Carathony cask. But the important thing to remember is when you do that is that it's locked to that spirit well. So as soon as you go and rest at another spirit well, your Carathony cask is going to take on whatever level you burnt at that one. Which, the way that it works is that the whole map is all interconnected. That's why there's no... The game is interconnected, that's why there's no, like, mini-map or you know, pause map or anything like that. Because it doesn't really need it. It's just... You figure it out as you play when all the paths start connecting and all the areas look pretty different from one another, so it's easy to remember which is which. I might be able to get actually one more. That is a sacrifice. Okay. And another thing that it does is when you burn an item, other than giving experience, it also unlocks the memories. Get that. And what that means is if I angle to my remains tab, it can tell you that I burned 1 and drifted 0. And it doesn't do anything here, but you can see right here, I've got Artolian's remains. I can burn it, I can drift it, or I can save it. Because, as you might expect, boss remains, they may be used to craft certain items later. But I'm going to go ahead and burn it. You can see at the bottom left, it says XP 520 in a little blue bar. It's just telling me how much experience I have. And when it fills up white, that means I can level up. Okay. I don't want to burn any giant claws. That's for whatever reason, I always find myself needing giant claws when I start this game out. So I want to leave that alone. The sinew. Okay. I could burn a ritual oil to turn it to an altar, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to rest and convoke. And I'll show you what I mean by unlocking the memories. So I go to Artolian, and now if I hit triangle, you can see at the bottom right, the tooltip says inspect toggle. If I hit triangle, it shows me his information. This is just what it does with bosses. It has... Burning items has other effects too that it'll tell you if you read it. And you might be thinking, why would I need to see the stats of the boss if I've already killed him? Well, it's because in this game, not only is there New Game Plus, but there's another item you can find where if you burn it, it'll send you to a special zone where you can replay any boss encounter you want. And the drops are all the same. The only trick is, if you die when you do that, you don't get that item back. So it is a little bit of a gamble. And there's a... what is this? Laystone obelisk. I'm not gonna mess with this right now. Open the door. What I am going to do is you can see I've got a lot of health I'm missing. I'm gonna go ahead and use... Actually, I'm gonna put this on my hotbar. Bam. And I think I'm actually going to power it up one time. Alright, and these guys right up here, and what I think are predator masks, they're training dummies. And you can interact with them to change their settings, all that good stuff. And then here's a well that you can see made me refreshed. Top left changed to a teal color. So right now I am getting a active effect refresh, reduces fatigue accumulation. So on top of having the best possible fatigue, I've also got a minute-long buff that reduces any further fatigue accumulation.
Wait, don't hit me! I said one of them. I said armed. Hey, I'm starving here. You got any food? Anything? I'll take anything. You don't need everything you got, right?
So yeah, he is the Desperate Scavenger. He's one of the characters that tends to move around as you progress through the game and interact with him. So I can buy another Crathony cask from him, but I don't have a bone marrow. Bone marrows, by the way, are pretty useful. If you can use them to completely restore your fatigue all the way, but I don't suggest using it that way because they're oftentimes used as a trading item for something really good. He sells drift marrows, hard pods for flame totem. Flame totem just teleports you back to your spirit well. And I don't need nothing yet. I will be buying that Crathony cask as soon as I find a bone marrow. And here we go. We in the bush. Thunk. Whoa, I'm doing good. Had about enough of you. Okay. Whoop. Gotcha. Blood tribe rags, huh? This game does have rare drops on enemies, which is this isn't the best. Oh wow, my burden is at 100%. That's no good. I have 3 points that I haven't used. I forgot about. That being the case, I'm gonna put some points into body, which lowers it to 88%. And you can see the color changes. The color just is a way of knowing, just at a glance, where I am as far as the mobility. And it's like that for all of them. Like the color for fatigue is teal, letting me know it's the best. Color for burden is orange, which is like one level above the worst. If I go 101, probably will be red. Yeah. So, okay. In order to fix that, I'm going to put my points in body. Puts it down to 88, which is still orange. But I'm going to get, as soon as I get below 75, that'll change color. Locked. Man, those guys, see that monkey over there? Those guys are terrifying. Call them panic monkeys. Because they are scary, and they make a sound that's just creeps me out, man. Okay. See what's in here. Javelin, another throwable item. So I can land here. Let's see what she's got. 3 drift marrows, that's good. When I first played this game, the mobility, just moving around, I thought it was very stiff. And it wasn't until I got used to just holding forward and tapping dodge to sprint like that, before it just really just, you know, felt a lot better, not nearly as stiff. And then also, you'll find mobility items, which you can, I'm not going to say them, but you could probably guess a lot of them. This game does the metroidvania aspect very well. There are a lot of secrets A lot of hidden walls, a lot of walls you could break through. A lot of use of the just needing the torch. You know? So this over there is in the dark, but you can just barely see there's an enemy over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to equip these javelins I just picked up and draw him out. You can see that little arrow. I can kind of direct it. Oh, I didn't know it bounced like that. That's cool. Yeah. Billiards champion, Thok, the year 1. I wonder if the darts do that. Yeah. Another. Yeah, a little hidden area. What do we got here? Stone knife. Not a good upgrade for my axe, but if you play the Gatherer class, which is kind of like the Deprived, it's the one that starts out with no equipment and low stats. That dagger is like a godsend. Oh wow, I thought the War Club would be at least on par, but guess not. And then check this out. That skeleton's got something because he's kind of bright. Obviously, he's drawing my attention, but I can't jump that gap. It just so happens. Spinel spirit mold. One of the 3 colored spirit molds. The golden one I did earlier allowed me to upgrade either my health or my stamina. This one either upgrades my defenses, and that's across the board, or it gives me an invocation slot. An invocation slot is just a slot to assign spells to. As I am not going to be a caster, I'm not going to mess with that. So I'll just get more defenses. And this over here, these 6 sort of pale yellow blocks, these are your invocation slots, and they're all, none of them are unlocked because I'm a warrior. Okay. What is this? Where does this take me? I forget. The shallow cavern. Uh-oh, we got a little mage. What did he drop? Boy, he didn't cast anything. Those guys will become pretty annoying later on. Anyways, there's a chest here. But it's locked. Now you can see on the chest, it looks like there's a skull with hair on it. So there's a lot of keys in this game. And for the most part, everything, the look of the key will match the look of what it unlocks. Meaning, when I find the key that can unlock that, chances are it's going to look like it's got a skull with hair on it or something like that. Oh no! Happy rats! I almost feel bad killing these guys. The cute little smile they have. Almost! Thorn Gully. Get this chest. What do we got? There you go. Incense of Invocation Poison Weapons. So, what that does... Yeah. So, it tells you your minimum requirements need 10 passion, 18 spirit, of which I have neither. And coats weapons in poison. So I have to burn it at a spirit well that's been treated to be an altar. And then that will allow me to slot it. Put it on one of my slots and use it. Come on. Come on, little guy. Uh-oh. That was almost bad. Ow. Ow. Little tap of the jump. More remains. Get See, I was out of stamina, so my jump was kind of a little hop instead. Oh, there's the alpha. I better give you some room, buddy boy. Ooh. Gotcha. Gotcha. Nope. Whoop. Okay. Something up there, but I can't get to it. Oh. Ooh. What is this? Bush shield. I don't think that's going to be better than my war shield, though. 85% physical block. Oh, the war shield doesn't give 100%. I thought it did. I guess not. Also has lower sturdiness. What is sturdiness? I don't know what that is. Let's see. Reduces stamina consumed by blocking in proportion to the relationship between sturdiness and impact. Okay, so it's kind of like poise. Kind of. I don't know. But yeah, that is a mid shield, kind of. Medium. Oh, they're both medium shields. This is a light shield. Okay. So the one I have, I forgot. One thing I did forget was while L1 blocks oncoming attacks, I don't think it's like 360 degrees around you. I think it's just in front of you and also locks you in position. L2 is a parry. And you can see that little white arc is exactly the when the parry is active. Let's see what it looks like if it changes. Sometimes the parry timing will be different, and sometimes the parry active frames will be more or less. I'm gonna go back to this. Actually, you know, that lowered lowered my burden to 76%, so I'm almost there. What I could do... Oh, wow, that drops me below 50%. But what that did... So, there's 4 defensive values. Deflection, durability, absorption, and insulation. I mean, look at the difference between the two. The heavier armor, which I had, is 150 deflection, which deflects physical, like, chopping attacks. So, we're talking almost double. And the thing about armor in this game, I really want to stress this point. Armor actually matters in this game. It isn't like Dark Souls where most of the time it's just fashion. It's you will tell the difference if you're wearing a very lightweight or nothing because you want a better mobility, a better iframe dodge, then your dodging better be on point, because where heavy armor would have let you survive 5 hits, light or no armor would have not let you survive even 1 hit. So, what is this? Look at that. Angle down. Okay. Anybody watching, pay attention. Pay attention. I mean that, this part. There's a shell here. I can take it. Sparking seashell. And what this does is... I can drop it. Kind of lights the way. I can angle it, which I'm not going to do, but if I hold the button down and you'll see the little arrow pop up, so I can throw it. But if I were to drop it down here, if I were at near like a pit and I'm not sure if I can drop down or not, I can drop one of those seashells. If it emits a yelling sound, like a same sound that happens when you die, then that means there's a pit of death below you. If it doesn't do that, that means there's no pit of death. Now, just a little tip. The reason why that's there is because you may want to drop it here, down right where I am, and it won't emit the death sound, which means you just might want to go down there. I'm not going to do it, because there might be a really good item down there. but I have held your hand enough. Boy, look at me. I look... Pickles look silly. Ah, here we go. Hunter's trapping, a little in between. Perfect. Yeah, if I can get that 50% the green, I'll be in good shape. Personally, I like to play two-handing weapons like that. That's how I play all these games. Big weapon all day long. By the way, this little area that I came out of, check this out. Let me go in here, and then I'm going to go back to reset it. It's hidden now. So, if you know, then you can just do that, just like before. And there it is. There's an entrance. Stuff like that is all over the place. I don't have the greenstone anchor needed for that. Ow. Look at these two guys. They set up a little trap for me. How dare they? They just sat there and watched me. Excuse me. Oh, dinosaur. Noxodon and a venom sac. I believe a venom sac will apply poison weapon. Deadly venom weapon. I can't get up there yet, so we'll come back there later. Let's see. Okay, monkey time. Get ready. These guys got tactics. Look at him. He's got a bone. He knows how to use weapons. Run for your life. Oh, that yell creeps me out. Ooh. I probably made that look silly, but they can dodge, they can roll through you, they can scream. Look at that. He went through me. But I have an axe. Gotcha. Gotcha. Careful when using that roll through, because remember, it doesn't have any iframes. It does. You'll have the iframes from the dodge at the very beginning, because you have to hold circle, but the actual roll is completely vulnerable. So the best way to do it is to time it to where you can dodge through their attack and then roll through the other side. You see there's an item in the background there. What is this? Rubicon mold. This gets rid of bleeding. Good stuff. And the cool thing is the debuffs and the items used to cure the debuffs are all pretty much the same color. So bleeding will be red and the item is red. So you can just find it in your inventory quickly without having to read. There's a lot of stuff like that that the developer thought of. I can't believe this was made by one guy. Okay, there's these platforms up there. And I should be able to get to them. Yeah, right here. Ow. Ow, ow. Before I take these gone, I'm gonna heal. Alright. Light hide, bush beast remains. Climb this. And this is Archer's Armband. I think this is my first charm, which greatly alleviates strain while holding a drawn bow. I've actually never used bow and arrow that much in this game, so I'm not sure how useful that is. I imagine it is. It's got to be useful because it's available so easy, so early. It's the first charm. I don't have any masks yet. Still nothing new there. So when I climb the vine, I don't know if you noticed, but my stamina drains each time, each step. And that will come into play later. I still haven't found the key, but I've cleared everything out. So let's go down here. Okay. Yeah. You can see the blood trail. It's leading me somewhere. Well, he's got a torch. Whoa. Crafting tools. There we go for my man back at town. Bone. That's unsurprising. And chewed bone key. Let's see. In the attempt to escape the rampage, and the rampage is when the beast just had enough of our shit and brought the war to humans and pretty much won. Tribes were forced into the wild dominions of the very beast from which they fled. Now it is but the crudest of shelters and ramshackle gates that separate man from beast. The length of bone is covered in teeth marks. Operates the gates around the bush. You haven't the slightest inkling of how to use such tools. Perhaps I'd be better off in more learned hands. Learned. And then here's something I'll show you that I completely missed my first playthrough. Ready? Oh, that's beautiful. Bone marrow. That's great. Now I can get that extra Krathony cast from the desperate scavenger. I gotta get back there somehow, though. Because I can't... Yeah. Can't go back the way I came. Wait. Okay. This isn't where I wanted to go, but hey. Mask of the Fallen. This cuts the penalty... Cuts the max health penalty in half. Can't open that. That's barred. Can't open that. Can't go down there yet. So not much I can do other than get that at this point. That was weird. I heard the sound. I heard a sound that sounded like my souls were, or my experience was near, but I haven't died. Witch's Hut. Yeah, you can see the crest on this chest is like a snake around the eye of Sauron, it looks like. Or I think that's a snake. It's got arms. I don't know. Regardless, can't open it. But I can open these. I'm doing it too quick. It's drift marrow and ritual oil, which is really, ritual oil is really useful for casters more than anything. Witch's frock. Boy, I just raided her armoire. This is another light one. But it does offer good poison, venom, and burning resistance, which again, defenses actually matter in this game. Yeah, sexy. Oh, this put me into yellow. I'm gonna go back to this. When I first played this game, this theme stuck in my head for so long. Oh, I should mention that the music is the only part of the game that was not done by one guy. He had a composer do it for him. Ooh, he's got some oomph, doesn't he? He drops that weapon. He has a rare drop of that weapon that he's using, and that is the weapon that I used my entire first playthrough. Flame totem. You can see that was... I picked up that flame totem from the hand and head of what is presumably a fire shaman, or was. And I can't do anything here yet. Can't get up there. Can't get up there. So let's go up. Whoops. That sound, that little boom, I believe that's my fatigue dropping a level. So now I'm still rested, so I'm still good. And look at this. It was there all along. This tripped me out so much when I first discovered this. Okay. Let's level up. And I can probably burn some stuffs. Got a lot. Hands of Depraved. Noxodon, which was that little dinosaur that shot poison poofs of smoke at me. Bush Beasts, which are the terror monkeys. Vermin, which are little happy rats. And tribals. I think these are just random people you come across. I'm just looking at the bar on the bottom left, seeing when I can level up. And I know that this will not be enough to level up. Yeah, so let's... And because I usually do this, I'm going to go ahead and burn another one. I usually like to get this one to at least level 2. Because it's a spirit well that does see some use. And remember, you got to rest in order to get your Crathony casks back. Speaking of which... What up, my man? Give me that cask. I got a bone marrow for you. Bam! I don't think I did. I was gonna say, I don't think I need to rest. I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so yeah. It immediately added the extra one to my inventory. And let's go... I don't need to wear this, but I have no other option. And it doesn't have any weight or anything to it. Got your tools, my man. Look at that face. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be judging me. Everything worth living for has been taken from me. Nowadays, the only thing I look forward to is joining the drift. I don't know why I changed my voice, but I did. Perhaps some honest labor will help pass the time then. I don't know what your aim is, Fire Shaman, just don't get us all killed, and I'll help how I can. Durimos. Cool. If you've played any of the Souls games, this will all be familiar. If you have not, allow me to explanate. So he's got some weapons that just for sale, which are not bad. I've got one character that I use, this champion tall axe, which is kind of like a halberd. It's really good. I like it. Got this Egyptian club, which I always like the look of, but I haven't really used it yet. It's got some shields. It's got some armor, and you can see there's no currency. There's just items. It's all trading. And he's got crafting materials, as well as ammo. And there's no way to sell things in this game. You don't find duplicates. You find one item, that's it. It's there. You can't get rid of it. Can't drop it. Can't sell it. Upgrade. Let's upgrade. Yeah, so, like I was saying, the scaling, the weapon damage scaling, you can see it scales a D rank in might, F rank in finesse. What that means is I'm going to be getting more damage the more might I have, and I'll be getting slightly less damage for the amount of finesse that I have with this weapon. With obviously A being the best rank. Actually, there's an S rank, because there's always an S rank. And it also gives you the damage number upgrade as well. Let's go ahead and upgrade. What I said earlier about armor actually meaning something. Armor having value. You can upgrade armor. And again, you will feel that. So 150 to 165 deflection, 15-point increase. Not bad. And you can kind of, you can kind of tell what materials it's going to use because this has got fur. It's going to use a light hide. This is a stone axe, so it uses napstone. Let me see if he has any crude napstone. Giant claw, 2 out of 3. What'd I say? I'm always looking for giant claws. I think I'm going to hold on to my materials and go ahead. Because the next boss is... Actually, before I do that, I'm going to level up. Should I... No, I'm going to go... I'm going to become mighty. I'm going to drink up. And then I'm going to go say hello, how you doing to the Black Knight up here. Or Cultist, I think is his name. And this, you can see there's an item over there. However, that is a... And I could climb that wall, but it's a stone... It's not like a ladder that you're supposed to climb up. What that means is it's going to drain more stamina than if it were an actual ladder. So... Almost, but not there yet. There are items you can find that give you a temporary increase to your max stamina, and I've used those items to get around those barriers, which is fun because it allows you to kind of access places that you shouldn't... It's not that you shouldn't be able to access yet, it's that you're just kind of breaking the sequence, but that's okay in this game. You didn't do anything wrong. It reminds me of Super Metroid. You used to bomb jump to get to areas you weren't supposed to. I'm gonna poison my weapon. See if maybe that helps, because this guy is no joke. But he has a chance of dropping that giant spear he has, and that thing... It doesn't hit overhead, but it has hella reach. Nope. Boy, that ain't looking good. Trying to... There we go. There we go. I'm almost bleeding. Got him! Nice. Didn't get the spear, though. did get a forebear's remains and a cult ritual key. I just might have made that look a little bit easier, but I've fought that guy so many times I know when to dodge. This, what does it say? Spirits have long stopped watching over this shrine. Okay. You know what? There's not too much further I can go up here as of yet. Hooah! 3 drift marrow. Good stuff. Good stuff. See, this one doesn't necessarily look like that. You can see this chest, it's got some just stuff on it, but the key doesn't really look like it. But that's alright. It's not like you'll be relying on that. Ritual knife. Great weapon for casters, as you might guess. There's a crude napstone. Unfortunately, I think I need 2 to upgrade. What's that sound? Ah, look where we are. Barrel spirit mold. We're going to use that. It's going to allow me permanent increase to weapon damage or invocation power. Weapon damage all day long. And I can open this. This is the tutorial area from before. But we don't need to go through that just yet. Ritual altar. You can see the art above this massive door. It certainly looks like it's saying something. We got aliens. And we got lizards. Ooh. Banded bone regalia, huh? It's a slight downgrade, but the weight is... The weight is lower, but it doesn't drop me into the lower tier, so... There's no point really in switching. Let's see if I can talk to her. Archigonia, stay away from me. Don't you come any closer. If you're not with the cult, who are you? Please, they'll kill me. I just saw them sacrifice someone and dump the body out the cliff. Which may or may not have been me. Alright, but guess what? I beat that guy, so I have the key. Alrighty, see you there. Flash guard. Now this is new. I don't think I've seen this before. So that little yellow thing on the left near the ritual altar, that's what shows up when you die, and that's what allows you to collect your experience points. And if you die again, you lose it. But I don't think I've ever seen it there before, because I don't think I've gotten this far without dying. 3333. Wow. I wonder if that changed to something else. Huh. Anyways, here's an altar in which, if I wanted to, I could send items to the drift, which increases my item discovery. It increases my favor, and favor is made up of 2 different statistics. Bounty and... I can't remember the wisdom, I think, which is... Bounty is item discovery rate, and wisdom is experience point gain. But I'm not going to mess with that right now. Favor also has other uses, I should say. It's not just that heavily affects things in the game. But I shall say no more. So check this out. She said she just saw them kill somebody and throw them off the cliff, which was probably me. So I'm just going to jump off. Little secret I can show you. And bam, Crathony cask. Now I should have 5 of them total. Yep, 3 out of 5. I can't get up there yet. Alrighty. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to... beat the next boss, and that will be it, because I wanted this video to serve as kind of a how to play it type video. Oh, we can go talk to Archagonia, or Archagonia. She is over here. It's you! I'm just a gatherer. She's an herbalist. And the cool thing is, for saving her, she gives you a bunch of stuff for free. Witch Pods gets rid of venom. Rubicon mold from earlier gets rid of bleeding. Sage, lichen, however you say that, gets rid of poison. Hard Pods and Sweet Pods both restore fatigue levels. Hard Pods gives you more. Sweet Pods gives you slightly less. She does charge for healing unguent. I don't know how you say that. Which, this item is kind of like a catch-all cure. That's why it requires all 3. It'll heal all 3 of them. And it'll also give you... It'll heal a certain amount of damage or health over time. And I already have 3, so I'm not gonna get any more. Matter of fact, I'm gonna... there. I usually play these games with almost nothing on my hotbar, because I find that the more I have... This is why I almost never play casters, because there's more... The more options and items there are, the more I just get lost in them. I can level up. That's right, I picked up my experience, and I'm near 1461. Actually, this is worth a lot. These forebear remains, which you can get from the forebears, which are the human-looking guys. The big human-looking guys, not the little depraved. Yeah, I should be able to get 2 more levels. I think. Yeah. Boom, boom, pop. Alright. Got 5 levels. I'm thinking... Oh, wow. I always like my stats to be a nice round number, but I think I'm not going to do that. I'll do that instead. Keeps me below 75% burden. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that looks good. This is what I was saying earlier about you can't get rid of items in a way. You can't sell them or like drop them, because even if you don't have any in your inventory, it still shows the item graphic just with a quantity of 0, which at first I was concerned about. I was thinking that's just going to muck up the inventory, but then I realized that this first tab of items, which is reusable items, there's exactly the amount of items you can find in this game that would go in this tab is exactly the amount of slots there are. So you only need 1 tab for this. And matter of fact, none of these tabs have items that go over the amount of slots listed. So just makes it easier to find stuff. All right, I'm gonna go bring the fight to the man. Gonna get through this little obstacle course. my stamina. Which, one thing I forgot to check. How much wood do I have? Or crude? I need 2 crude napstones and 3 of these to buy one. So I don't have enough for another upgrade on my axe yet. Woo. Sweet pods. Sweet pod Joe. Open up this with the chewed bone key. Look at him dodging. You can't dodge. That's not fair. And I'm almost there. This guy, that guy will not aggro unless you like jump up like one of those platforms. So as long as you stay on the ground, he will stay put. I don't have any buffs. Used it on that one guy, which I'm fine with. I am rested. I don't think it tells you exactly how many, what your number is. It just tells you you're rested. Okay, let's do this. Alrighty. Oh shit! So this is not this is not the boss music. I was messing around with the game files just to see if I could mod this game. And you can. That's why you're hearing Bowser's theme. Hey, at least it fits. Anyways, this is Tugan with a new soundtrack. And, yeah. Uh-oh. Phase 2. Why did I jump? Ooh. I can see my spirit rend is growing. Or, my defenses is shrinking. Means if I lose all my spirit rend defense, I'm going to take a max health penalty. Uh-oh. Arcane explosion. I can't believe I totally forgot I changed that song. Oh, I dodged through that. Come on, buddy boy. I got you. Oh shit. Yeah, I just took a health penalty, spirit wound as they're called. Gotcha. That's so stupid. I wish I hadn't changed that song. I remembered I did that before recording this. Anyways, sprightliness of the bush beast enables jumping off of vertical surfaces. Also, Two Drift Marrow, Windclaw Crest, and Remains of Tugan, which is like a boss soul. So what this does is wall jump, baby. So you can already, if you're like me, your mind is already going, oh, what can I get to that I couldn't before? There's that knife at the left, on the left side of the village. I can get that and other things. And thankfully, can get this spirit well right nearby. I'm gonna level up. Bosses give you a decent amount of experience in this game. It's not like Bloodborne where they give you like less than normal enemies almost. It's an exaggeration, but I always hated how they don't give you a lot of experience. Let's not worry about that for now. Just do all might all the way. Anyways, this is Fire in the Beastlands. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you learned. I hope you give this game a shot. I think it's very much worth it. It goes beyond just the fun gameplay of the metroidvania aspects, which is done really well, but the lore of the game is, it's deep. I mean, it touches on some deep stuff, which I don't want to go into, but yeah. It's there's parts of it that remind me of Conan, with Thulsa Doom and his snake clan, or whatever that group was. I don't know. But anyways, really great game. Highly recommend. And thanks for watching.